I got a fever, and the only prescription is lasagna.
Yeah. Cooking with Nathan. We cooking with Nathan. You cooking with Nathan. Cooking with Nathan. Cooking with Nathan. You cooking with Nathan. Cooking with Nathan. Cooking with Nathan. You cooking with Nathan. Who's cooking? I'm cooking. We cooking. You cooking. You cooking with Nathan.
Welcome to Cooking with Nathan. I'm your host, Nathan, and today we're going to be doing lasagna. Now, some people say that lasagna was created in 14th century Naples, Italy. I feel like that's an opinion. I feel like lasagna was really created with Lou Ferrigno and Tony Danza during a Saturday Night Fever, if you feel what I'm saying. Anyway, the only real way to Americanize lasagna is to switch the food genre to something that it wasn't originally, and today that's going to be soup, because I feel like lasagna is kind of like a cross between a sandwich and a casserole. So to get started, we are going to go ahead and grab all the shit we need, so buckle up, because here we go. All right, so first things first, we're going to cut our onion. Come on, don't be shy. Oh, yeah, and this time I do have gloves. So let's go ahead and throw those on. Oh, shit. All right. Oh, shit, that's the one I broke. Okay, so for this particular recipe, what we're doing is we're not quite doubling it. We're probably gonna do like a batch and a half's worth because that's how much spaghetti sauce I happen to get. But what we're gonna do is cut the onion first. And I just heard from my producer over here that I say too much, so I'm gonna try not to do that. So excuse the rambling. Okay, so for the onion, fuck out of here. God damn it. So for the onion, what you're gonna wanna do is cut this in half, like so. Then take one half, put one half to the side. Start here and make these slices, not all the way to the core, because that would be asinine, because you're gonna wanna keep them all together. So, like that. I wish I had a sturdier knife than this one, but you know, what can you do? Okay, you see how that's separated? You don't wanna fucking do that. Ever. God damn it. And then you're gonna go across like such. Then you can get these uniform little cubes of onion. It's okay if they go everywhere. You're gonna be cleaning up later unless you're a fucking pig. I hope you're not though. If you are, you need to step your game up. Jesus Christ, this is a very potent onion. Oh my God. Oh no. All right, now get that to the side. Get you a ramekin to put this shit in. Actually, we're gonna use a bowl. This is gonna be a lot of onion. That's a spicy meatball though. Sure. All right, so now that we're done struggling through the onion and our eyes are properly conditioned for the rest of this recipe, we're gonna start on our garlic. Now, for a recipe like this, I would usually use about 3, but like I said, we're going 1.5 batches, so I'm gonna use about 4. Also, we're going to cut some for our garlic bread. So let's get it started. Bam. Boom. Bada bing. Forget about it. Just all the garlic. Let's see how many do we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll probably be good. Make sure you get all the shavings out of there. And then you just wanna, what I do is I put my knife down on it and then I smack it. Cracks them pretty good. See that? Pretty effective. I learned this from Bruce Lee in '93. You know what I'm saying? Oh, if you get one like this, just throw it away. That's how the supermarket gets you. Moldy piece of garlic. You know, sometimes I think we all feel like moldy pieces of garlic every once in a while. And when you do, it's important to look in the mirror and just remind yourself that you're good enough. All right, now we're gonna get to chopping. I feel like I need more garlic. This is what you want, these big hulking fucking pieces of garlic. Lou Ferrigno, Hulkin, did you make that connection? Because it's in there now. It's out in the multiverse. Eventually you will get to cutting these. And then you just kind of want to cut them down into slices. Don't worry if they go flying away from you, it's all good. They're all going to the same place in the end. Now, something my mom taught me when I was pretty young is that you don't even really have to be cooking anything in particular. If you just throw onions and garlic into a skillet, it's gonna smell really good. You're gonna get hungry immediately, and you won't even know what's cooking if you just wander into the kitchen. All right, once you chop these down pretty fine, you're actually gonna separate these into two different dishes. So 1 second, I'm gonna come down here, get a couple of these ramekins, and then we're going to save about a little more than half of that for garlic bread. And then the other half is gonna be for our soup. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this shit and wipe it down real quick. Some people rush to the finish. Shit's all burnt, not cooked all the way, bro. I say, you need to calm down. Anyway, after that, we are going to mosey on over to the stove. We're gonna hit the bake, and we're gonna go 350 and let that preheat. While that's happening, we're gonna come over here and slice the bread for the garlic bread, because I just like to have it out of the way nice and neat for when we start our actual soup. I fucking love the smell of bread, and I love the smell of garlic bread even more than regular bread. I could eat garlic bread all day. I know it kind of became a meme and that's annoying, but I mean, garlic bread is really good. Garlic bread is like family. All right, so we're gonna make sure we're cutting straight down. That's why I have it stood up like so. It's okay if there's a little curve in it. There we go. Then once we do that, we're gonna put it to the side. And then we are going to get our butter. So we're gonna come over here with the butter. And while the oven is preheating, we're just gonna put the butter directly into the pan and wait for it to melt. Now, I've used olive oil for this recipe before. It just doesn't pack that same punch to your arteries that the butter does, right? You need your arteries properly loved, I'd say. You don't want them squeezed shut, but you don't want them too wide open either. Otherwise, they get a little confident. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I mean, colon too. You don't want your colon getting too uppity either. So what you're gonna want for these, in case I didn't mention it before, is black pepper. You're gonna want oregano leaves, some parsley flakes, garlic powder, and I got some of this. Don't tell nobody I got it from the low, bro. It's all powder, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and the garlic. We can't forget the garlic. This one's for the bread. So as it's melting, you can see that it's melting a little bit. You're gonna wanna put the garlic in there so it actually cooks with the butter a little bit. Once you got the garlic in there, you're gonna throw everything else in. I got a twisty parsley grinder, and I put about that much. I don't really measure this because I do it according to taste, you feel me? Some oregano in there. Garlic powder. And black pepper. And then your dope. Not too much though, because it tends to glob everything together. And you don't want any like rocks of garlic butter. You know what I'm saying? Not very cash money, dog. So I bet you're wondering, Nathan, how do you apply this garlic butter to your bread? Do you do it with a spoon or maybe with your hands? And I say, no. To you, I say, I have this basting brush, which I will apply the butter to the bread with. What's down there that you're looking at? What do you see? So once this is all melted, you just want to give it a good stir. You don't want it to heat up too much because I hate the taste of burnt butter. So we're going to take it off and bring it back over here. And put it on like that. Now usually, I don't know what I was going to say. We can cut that out. Here, I'll do a little. This is a rather, I would consider this a bougie. Okay. I would consider this a bougie, long-winded recipe, but it is worth it. This is one of my favorite meals, like, ever. Drizzle a little more on there. The garlic distribution is gonna be kind of wonky, but I think Lou Ferrigno and Tony Danza would be kind of ashamed of me if it wasn't a little bit ununiform, you know what I mean? And nobody needs Lou Ferrigno to freak out. You know what happens when you upset Lou Ferrigno. You wouldn't like him when he's angry. Okay, now before we stick this into the oven, we're gonna take some of this here, some Parmesan shredded, the freshest I could find at the Walmart that I went to. Then we're gonna open it haphazardly and sprinkle it on. Now, if you'll notice, I'm not wearing gloves, and that is because, frankly, a lot of these will cook off. A lot of the germs is what I meant to say. Now, you take your breads like this, and you carry them over here. Let's take this part out. I forgot to get a pan ready. So you're gonna pick up your breads and you're gonna carry them over here. Bada bing. Pop them in the oven. Middle rack. Forget about it. All right, now we're moving on to the meats. And in this instance, I will be wearing gloves. And for our meats, we got some hot Italian sausage. And I'm trying to be a little bit healthy, you know what I'm saying? As much as I'm bulking up, I do want to respect my arteries a little bit. So I got some Italian flavored turkey sausage. Now, something that I'm very adamant about is that if you're gonna be doing this recipe, some people might wanna do it with sweet Italian sausage or mild. I say fuck that, you go for the hot Italian sausage, or else it won't have the same bite to it. These clowns, bro, try to use some alternative. I say, go somewhere with that. Who you cooking for, your grandma? I guess that's acceptable, but not in any other instance. Not in any other instance. All right, so if you'll notice, these are in cases. They're like actual wieners, you know? You gotta get them out of their cases. Boom, and just right down the side like that. Make sure you got a clean slice all the way down. And then we're going to peel them and discard the skin. It's almost like cleaning shrimp. except the shrimp is an Italian sausage. It's like when you get a hangnail and the whole finger skin wants to come off. Gross. Ooh, whoops, almost got mixed up there. All right, the next thing you're gonna wanna do is cut up your sausages. But before we do that, you wanna check on your bread. So let's check on our bread. Make sure we're not burning it. Look at that, looks good. Hell yeah. That's how you can tell that we be cooking, because that oven has some miles on it. You feel me? So we're just gonna take all of this. Don't mind that, that's fine. Just, you know, forget about it. And then you're gonna just cut it up like that, because it's going to be easier to separate once you get it into the pan, because when you cook it, it's going to firm up, and then you're going to have to use increasingly more elbow grease. And I don't know if you want to do that. I don't want to do that. That's so much effort, dude, and I'm not about it. Then we're going to come over here with our sausage, and we're going to put it right in your non-stick pot. I know I was saying pan, I'm an idiot, I apologize. It's actually a pot, whatever. Then we're gonna cut this up. This is considerably softer, considerably less comfortable to handle, and hopefully considerably more aesthetically pleasing to watch me manhandle. I don't know, comment down below. Tell me which meat is your favorite that you've seen me manhandle so far. Now, once that's done, we are going to take this over to join its homie in the pot. Boom. Get a little bit of the extra virgin, you feel me? Throw that on here. And then we are going to turn on the coil. If you're using a gas stove, cook times are gonna be considerably faster, because I'm pretty sure gas stoves heat shit up quicker than a coil. But I'm used to working with a coil, because at my house I don't even have like a real stove. I have this ghetto camping coil that I'd be cooking all of this shit on. So if I feel like I'm a little lost, it's because I am. You know what it is. We're gonna salt and pepper it. Mom, where's your salt? I found it. Boom. And we're gonna get ourselves a spatula and just work that bitch. Ooh. A wise man once told me, never pay too much for bad tamales. That wise man was my mom. All right, so once you got the meat, once you've taken your meat to Browntown, what you're gonna wanna do is you wanna get a colander and a couple of paper towels, because you wanna drain all that grease out of your meat. A lot of people might wanna keep it in for extra flavor. It's a personal preference. Me personally, I like to drain it. So let's find ourselves a colander somewhere. Okay. Got the trusty yellow. And then get yourself a couple of these guys. Okay, like so. Then come over here, this part's important. We are dealing with grease, so instead of it going directly down the drain, you want to put a pot underneath to catch it, so you don't clog your shit. This is gonna clog your shit enough as it is, you feel me? All right, remove from the heat. Set right there. And then just go to town with it. Now with that little leftover you got in there, it'll be good to saute your onions in. Keep some of that flavor. Return the pot back onto the heat. Make sure your tongs aren't going to attack you. Come over here. grab these motherfucking onions and put them in there. Now these you're going to saute them for a minute or two, just like we did for the chicken and rice. If you saw that episode, if you didn't, man, you're missing out. Make sure you get the grease on all of it. And then we're gonna cook it until it starts to get transparent. Once it does, we're gonna add the garlic. Then we're gonna add all of our wet stuff. And I know that sounds kind of sus, but you'll see what I mean when we do it. All right, don't forget to take your bread out of the oven. Look at that. If I can get it. Holy fuck. Okay, maybe a wire rack wasn't the greatest idea. Boom. Get a view of that. Then we're gonna take it over here where it's not gonna burn anything and let it rest before we cut into it. All right, once your onions start to go kind of transparent and you can tell they're sweating a bit, you want to throw in your garlic. Just make sure it's kind of uniform all the way across. Boom. Give it a good sweep with your spatula. With your spatula there. Mix it in. And let it continue to simmer. Now, once you got your garlic in there and it's toasted a little bit, probably take about a minute if you're on medium-high heat like I am, you're gonna wanna throw in, usually the recipe calls for 2 things of broth, but I'm gonna use 3 just because we are kind of beefing up the recipe a little bit. Thought I was gonna use 3.5, I don't think so anymore. And you're just gonna pour them right in. If I had a free hand, I would stab the shit out of both of these so that the broth will flow out faster. See what I mean? Because it's just a turtle's pace. This sounds like I'm waiting for an old man at a Greyhound station, you feel me? Just never ending. Oh my God. Now, once you do that, you're gonna wanna return your meat into the broth, into the pan. I know it looks gross right now, but it won't always. Make sure you got a good grip on the paper there, and boom. Cooking ain't always pretty. I don't know what to tell you. Now we got our tomato sauce. I choose Rayo's. This shit is bomb, man. Use it for everything. Hopefully this will not overflow. I think we're gonna be okay. And then what I do is I take a little bit of the broth like that, throw it into there because you want to not waste anything. Shout out to global warming, cutting down on food waste and all that. Get that in there to open your tomato paste. And I got the pesto because it's the besto, you feel me? Scream when I open it so I know it's real, you feel me? Get one of these, come back over here, and you want to get 3 fat ass spoonfuls in there. Well, 2 fat ones and then a medium sized one. Then make sure you mix it all together. And now we're ready for our seasonings. But Nathan, what are the seasonings, I hear you asking? First, you're gonna go parsley. And you're gonna get a lot of that shit in there. And I mean a lot of parsley. Then after that, we're gonna go with some oregano leaves, about a teaspoon. Once you're as good as me, you can just eyeball everything. You know what I mean? You don't really need to measure, you know. And then we're gonna add basil leaves, some dried ones, and about a teaspoon of those too. Boom. The last ingredient, the thing that'll make it really pop, about a 1/2 tablespoon of crushed red pepper. because we like our shit spicy in the AZ. In the old plebs. There we go. Now we're ready to add the noodles. This is the part I'm worried about it overflowing. You think this whole thing can fit in there? We're gonna try. Oh, look at that shit. Make sure you mix it together. I'm just gonna use this spatula for the sake of utensil conservation. Okay, so once you got everything mixed in, you're gonna throw it on high, wait for that to come to a nice boil. I'm actually going to show you a trick. Come over here, grab a wooden utensil, because I'm actually really concerned about this bubbling over, and just stick it right there. But make sure it's actually like at surface tension level, because that way if it starts to boil and it's gonna go over, this will actually prevent it from doing that. It'll keep it level with the surface tension. While we're waiting for that to boil, what we're gonna do is cut up our garlic bread. Now I've had this chilling over here for a bit. We're just gonna, okay. Just ignore that, it's just well done. It'll be fine. It's fine. You want it to have a shell like that. In fact, the harder it is to cut, the better it's gonna be for your teeth and jaw strength. You feel me? Voila! So the second thing we're gonna do, aside from making sure you didn't burn your bread like I did, is get your garnish ready. And for this, we're gonna need some ricotta cheese, some mozzarella, some Parmesan cheese, and some parsley. And so to make this, we're actually going to get a smaller type bowl. I'm gonna use one of these, because I don't discriminate. And you get yourself one of these measuring boys, all right? Open your ricotta. Come on. And then get a couple of these in here. Boom. And then some of this. Throw that in there. Boom. Then you're gonna open your mozz. Like so. Let me cut down the side there too. Oh my God. Take it out. I don't know why I just like naturally want to wink at the camera every time it's on me. I don't know if it's a nervous tick or what, but it happens. Cheese grater. You don't want to grate too much, just enough to balance out what's already in your bowl or ramekin or what have you, while you're keeping an eye on your pot, making sure it doesn't overflow. So that's really all you need, is what's there. And then you throw that into here like that. Give it some parsley. I was gonna give it a mix, but we need the parsley for zest, you know? There you go. Oh shit.
I'm surprised my smoke alarm's not going off. Oh my God.
Okay, so now that we have almost set the kitchen on fire and everything is done cooking, we are gonna come over here with our bowl, grab our ladle, and start ladling our glorified goulash into the bowl. I like the ratio to be 1 scoop, filling to 1 scoop, 2 scoops, 1 scoop broth. I don't know, whatever makes you happy, dude. Make sure that you turn the oven off or the stove off when you're done. Bring it over here, set it right there. Get your well done garlic bread, place it on the side. Fucking bitch. And then you get your cheese mixture, dollop that right on there. And to finish it off, a nice, fresh leaf of basil. Boom. And there you go, lasagna soup. Thank you for stopping by and watching this episode of Cooking with Nathan. An extra shout out go to Tony Danza and Lou Ferrigno for coming up with the recipe for lasagna. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and share this to your friends. We need the traffic.